Hey friends, time to talk about something that every single one of us experiences, resistance. Resistance is just a part of the quantum field. It's a fact. Resistance within us is that voice that says, I'll do it tomorrow, maybe later, I'm not ready yet. And the funny thing is, resistance often shows up right before something important, before that workout, before the conversation, before starting the project, before becoming the version of ourselves that we truly know we are deep down. So today, I want to show you something powerful. Resistance is not your enemy. Resistance is simply information. It's a signal from your nervous system that something inside of you is experiencing discomfort or uncertainty. And if we learn how to work with it, resistance becomes one of the most powerful tools for growth that there are. It is such a part of everywhere we look. Resistance training is how we get bigger muscles. All right, what resistance really is. One of the biggest misunderstandings people have is thinking resistance means I'm lazy, I'm unmotivated, I'm not disciplined enough. But resistance is really something else. It's your mind and body saying, this feels unfamiliar, this might be uncomfortable. Your nervous system is designed to keep you safe through predictability, not necessarily to help you grow and step outside of your current predictable concept of self. Growth requires stepping into unknown territory, so resistance appears like a little alarm system. Instead of fighting it, we can work with it. So let's move into a simple practice to work with resistance. This is a technique that works incredibly well. And the awesome thing about it is that once you practice it a few times, it only takes 1 or 2 minutes. So take a really deep breath. Here's to those breaths where we know that there's hope that we're going to break through resistance. Find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted for a few minutes. Close your eyes. Take a few slow, deep breaths. This alone begins to calm the nervous system. Most people try to push through resistance, force through resistance, but pushing through often makes the resistance stronger. Instead, we pause. We become present in this moment. That means no future thoughts, no past. We focus on the moment. And the way we focus on the moment is by focusing on the rhythm of breathing. Now, imagine the thing you've been avoiding. You can see it as a symbol, some kind of shape. Maybe it's sending an email, starting a workout, making a difficult phone call, beginning a project, setting a boundary. Picture yourself actually following through. Make it realistic. Notice the environment, notice what you're doing, notice how it feels, and really go through it step by step. This is important because your brain begins to rehearse the experience. Rehearsal reduces resistance. Notice the sensations. Bring your attention to your body. Where do you feel any discomfort? For many people, it shows up as tightness in the chest. Some feel a knot in the stomach or like tension throughout the shoulders. This is where yoga psychology becomes incredibly useful. Emotions like fear or anxiety are actually sensations in the body. The mind labels them, and underneath the label, they're simply energy moving through the nervous system. So instead of saying, I'm anxious, you can say, I feel a sensation in my chest. This is shifting from evaluation and judgment to descriptive. That simple, small shift will change everything from evaluating to describing. You move from reacting to observing, and that's where we create from. Next, the doorway practice. As you're sensing the discomfort, You begin to see that feeling or that experience as a doorway. Locate where the discomfort is in the body. Imagine it as a doorway. It might be in the chest, the belly, or somewhere else. Imagine opening that door and allowing the uncomfortable energy to be swooped out, like you're sweeping out from your home. You might sense it as smoke, fog, liquid, or clouds. Let it fly out the door. As it leaves, notice something interesting. Most people I've worked with will feel the sensation like a lightening up. From there, please sense light moving into the doorway. Warm, calming, supportive. Allow the body to relax. Allow resistance to dissolve. Now, a very important part, taking action. Here's one of the most important steps. Once the resistance softens, take action immediately. Don't overthink it, just begin. One very small step. Ask, what can I act on now in this 10 minutes of time? Truly, one of James Clear's atomic habits. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. What you'll discover is something very, very fascinating. The thing you were resisting is almost never as difficult as you imagined, and your level of confidence might just skyrocket. And now, we got to let go of perfection. There's one more piece of wisdom that I'm wanting to share with you. A lot of resistance comes from one hidden expectation. Being perfect, getting it right, not failing, not looking foolish. We think, I need to feel ready. I need to know exactly what I'm doing. I need more confidence. I need more time. I need to do it perfectly. I am afraid I won't be enough. What if I am not enough? But the truth is, growth rarely looks perfect. Growth looks like attempting, learning, adjusting, and trying again. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress, being in the process of the progress. Now we move into a powerful reframe. So the next time resistance appears, instead of saying, why am I procrastinating? Try saying, there you are, resistance. Something very important must be on the other side of this. Resistance is the gateway to growth. Every time you move through resistance, you strengthen the muscle of courage. You strengthen self-trust, and you strengthen your ability to create the life you want. Stay with it, friends. Trust that resistance is there for a purpose. Now, I have a small challenge for you today. The next time resistance shows up, pause, breathe, observe the sensation, open the door, let the energy move, and then take a small action. Little by little, you'll discover something incredible. Resistance is not something that controls you. It's something that guides you. It grows you. It strengthens you. And when you learn to move through it with awareness, you begin consciously stepping in to the next iteration of you. Our resistance, the resistance, a very important force that we are to face. Why? Because we need it. It is indicative that I am pushing on the container of my current concept of self and moving out of that next concept of self. We must begin again. My friends, it's so important to remember that when we become process-oriented, we become functional. When we are focused on the form, the outcome, yes, I get it. The outcome is the target. It can be there to remind us why we're doing what we're doing. However, it is through the process, the step-by-step journey that we take, that we're in the becoming. It's the verb, right? It's the space within the growing. And confidence is not something we just come in with. It's something we develop. Just like doing these videos for you. This was so hard for me. Everything that I've ever done at first was never easy. Standing in front of a group of people and speaking, even when it was 2 people. Setting a boundary with a friend that maybe was starting to take me for granted. I used to sweat and I'd sometimes cry, and I'd get so darn upset because I would cry, but it was just where I was. Because when you start facing resistance, it's like the process of how a diamond is shaped. It's pressure, and that pressure is resistance. And as the outer part of that diamond, it begins to give way, and then underneath it is revealed what was always there in the first place, the multifaceted beauty that is you, just like the diamond. Thank you so much. Namaste.